welcome to this video. So a lot of people have been DMing me about how to get shredded for summer, lose some weight, or just get generally leaner. So I thought I'd touch on the subject, talk about my experience through it. I think a lot of people watching this are not that bothered about getting shredded or down to those really low body fat levels, but I thought I'd talk about losing weight and getting leaner as well, because it's pretty much the same thing, just not as extreme. So first of all, I wanted to try and say that I'm not an expert in this field, I'm not a nutritionist, but I went from this to this in like 10 to 12 weeks. I've trained for about 2 years, so pretty much I was chatting from my experience in this cut, and I'm going to tell you some of my tips and some of the stuff. And also I thought I'd go on the subject about when you should be cutting and when you should not, and just some general mistakes a lot of people make. First off, if you are a beginner, please do not try to cut and get down to low body fat levels. This is if you're just starting in the gym, maybe 20-25% body fat, or like skinny kind of fat kind of thing. Want to get to these low body fat levels, you will not look like David Lane or anyone like that. This is because you have not built the muscle required to actually reveal this, so you're much better off being in a calorie surplus, which is where you eat more than what you burn. This is because something called beginner gains. Beginner gains are not a myth, they're a real thing. If you haven't been to the gym, then you are much more likely to pack on muscle a lot quicker than someone who's been going for years. If you are a beginner and in that kind of skinny fat kind of region, please eat in a slight calorie surplus or a lean bulk, but you're going to put on size a lot quicker and take advantage of beginner gains. If you are restricting calories and trying to be in a calorie deficit and trying to be as lean as possible, then you are missing out, because pretty much if you're in a calorie surplus and you're eating loads of calories, then you're going to be much more likely to progressively overload. You have a lot more energy in the gym, and you're just going to make better strength gains and pack on a lot more muscle. If you're obese and you're on the higher body fat levels, then try and follow these tips and cut, because obviously you have to get the body fat off first before thinking about building muscle. First and most important thing by far is to be in a calorie deficit, because if you're not in a calorie deficit, which is when you're eating less than what you burn, you're not going to lose weight. You can literally find this out by using this, which is a calorie maintenance calculator. You can just literally go online, enter your stats, your age, weight and activeness, and figure this out. So my next point is to use cardio as a tool and to actually gradually bring it in. This is because if you massively increase your cardio at the start, then what's going to happen is you're going to go further into caloric deficit. And if you're in too much of a deficit, then what happens is, obviously at the start you're going to lose a lot of weight, but what happens is, like I said, your body needs a certain amount of calories to function, and if you're going like below that, then you're going to run into a lot of problems, and eventually you'll stop losing weight as your body actually adapts to that kind of metabolism. Then obviously you're not going to be able to maintain that or lower that down. The best thing to do is actually gradually increase cardio. This is because you can gradually increase your energy expenditure, which means you can actually eat more calories as a result. If you're off putting more energy in cardio, which can be anything, literally running, cycling, then you are going to be allowed to eat more calories. If your energy expenditure is more than your energy intake, you are going to lose weight. This is why a lot of people who do a lot of sport struggle to put on weight. This is because the amount of energy they're expending is a lot more than what they're actually intaking. This is also why a lot of people who just sit around and don't really do much, but maybe don't actually eat that much, manage to put on a lot of weight. Obviously because they're not doing anything, they're not expending much energy or doing much to burn the calories, so they're putting on weight very, very easily. And the last thing I want to talk about is trying to maintain strength or even gradually increase it in a deficit. Pretty much when you're cutting, it's pretty hard to try and maintain some sort of muscle in that deficit. This is as it is fairly inevitable, because pretty much as you're getting smaller, you're going to end up losing muscle mass. But there is some ways that you can maintain your strength, or some tips to do that, or just to try and not put any lost strength. First of all, if you are going to be in that deficit during this period, make sure it's only a slight deficit compared to if you're wanting to lose weight fast, because if you're in a slight deficit, then you're going to have more calories, which means you're going to have more energy in the gym to progressively overload and maintain or even increase that strength. If you're in a huge deficit, so let's say like 900 calories or so, you're going to have hardly any energy in the gym, and it's going to be a lot more difficult to progressively overload and maintain that kind of strength. So pretty much you're looking to lose about 0.5 kg a week. Obviously this will fluctuate due to water and other factors, but on average about 0.5 kg a week lost is about the way to go. Yeah, secondly, you need to try and keep your protein high, so I'd recommend about a gram per body weight, as protein is pretty key for muscular hypertrophy. By keeping this high, you're going to be able to maintain a lot of strength and size. And the last one is pretty much just keep progressively overloading, so this could be reps, sets, volume, just to every week or so to a certain extent, just to try and increase those kind of factors. Besides, obviously if you are doing this and you're going to be making progress because your weight's going to be going up, your sets, your reps, your volume, and in turn it's just going to help with maintaining or increasing that strength. And to finish this video off, I just want to say, if you are wanting to get shredded and down to those really low body fats, then there's a lot of things you need to consider. Getting to these low body fats is horrible. Like, when you actually get down to that, then there's a lot of things that's going to happen. Like, it's going to mess with your hormones, sometimes you're going to feel like shit. It messes with my sleep a lot. So pretty much you just got to have a reason why, and why you're motivated to do so, and you kind of got to make sure that this why and this motivation is bigger than all these horrible factors that are going to come into place. You just got to think about why you're doing that.